Hello and welcome to today's historic Best of 3 deck tech and gameplay video on basically mono blue spirits. It has a little bit of a snow theme, so I have it named as Snow Blue Spirits. It's just a mix of a little tribal deck and a little bit of some control-y, tempo-y, bullshitty action that makes use of some pretty well, we'll say iffy cards. Spirits have some support, but not a whole lot, but it's still pretty fun. We can use lords like Supreme Phantom or Patrician Geist to make our existing spirits already bigger. Things like Kira and other sort of counter spells like Negate or Archmage's Charm to protect our cards. And we have some of our snow payoffs being Graven Lore, allowing us to draw through the deck and just kind of find answers we might need. Lands, pretty simple. Snow lands, I run 2 Storm Giant Halls and 2 Castle Vantress and 2 Faceless Havens. A nice little even mixing of all the, I guess you call them utility lands or man lands or whatever. Helps to ensure that we have something to do if we happen to flood out, which, while not ideal, is just a reality of the game sometimes. Sideboard, also pretty easy, just a smattering of relatively self-explanatory pieces. Leyline of the Void for some of the graveyard decks from our opponents. Raven form as a form of like single target removal for creatures, and the fact that it exiles it can be relevant to some decks. We don't mind the bird they get. Aethergust against the more aggressive red and green decks that are floating around the format. A couple of Essence Captures again for more creature-based aggressive decks, and some Brazen Borrowers are another sort of nice 2-for-1 piece. It's not a spirit, but it's more that you can get a lot of value out of it, and it can be evasive, as well as it can really mess up, say, the occasional auras deck if you can manage to bounce the source creature that all the auras are attached to. And that is the basic rundown of our little Snow Blue Spirits deck. We'll go ahead and head now into game number 1. And game number 1 with our little Mono Blue Spirits deck. Go ahead and play first because we have a rain. It's not the best, but we'll go ahead and keep it. I want to play the Storm Giant, but because our 1-drop right now is an Ascendant Spirit, we'll actually lean more on the Snowlands, so we can actually make use of this particular flood we're seeing. Crooked Highlands from our opponent. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play another Snow Island and keep with the initial plan. We'll hold the Negate if they try to remove it. If not, we can always activate the first chapter or level up of the spirit, whatever you want to call it. Another Highlands from our opponent. See if they manage to do anything. Let's give them priorities so they have something to play. Of course, the shock pointing at a creature is one not pointed at my face, which is always nice. Except the fact that it might get removed in response. Does it? Alright, it sticks. Again, we'll just play the Storm Giants later. We now have both the second chapter as well as Rattlechains and Negate, so we're in a pretty good position to just kind of annoy our opponents out of the game. Again, we'll just put another stop on their end step. Okay, that's one. If they're going to spend 2 cards to do this, we'll just play the Rattlechains and save it for the next one. Of course, we can't level up the spirit, but it's better to have it alive in this case. Okay, I don't think that's worthy of just scooping, but the plan to annoy them out was a pretty good one. They appear to be some sort of teamer deck. They do have some spells, so maybe we'll bring in some Aethergust, since we didn't really see what else they had. Take out a couple Shacklegeist, since that didn't appear to do too much. And maybe one Essence Flux, since the Aethergust are sort of going to do a similar thing. Hopefully, anyway. Okay. 1 and a 2 and a 3. We have some options. Another Highlands from our opponent. We'll go ahead and Spirit on 1. Probably Supreme Phantom on 2. And Geist on 3 to make a nice big board. Unless that happens. Plan will still remain the same though, since we want to be able to, if we're going to play the Hermit, ideally, we want to be able to play it and still hold up its built-in mana leak, basically. Yeah, we'll go with the original plan. Since they only have one land since they missed a land drop, so there's no lightning bolt, true lightning bolt in this format. Next turn might be either a Malevolent Hermit, or we just hold for Negate plan. Now they could kill something. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. That is a good question. Yeah, we'll go ahead with the Hermit. Stick with the original plan here. You're gonna have a lot of spells. We'll go ahead and just counter the spell, since we value the Phantom more. I guess we can... Right now, I guess we'll just flood the board out a little bit. They could have another Lava Coil, but at that point, we don't really have much of the way of recourse. If we draw another land... Alright. It's more like playing solitaire, but it does kind of show how your game plan is really to annoy your opponent out of the game. But we'll go ahead and keep that in for the sake of simplicity. Thank you all. We'll go now into game number 2. Game number 2 with our little Snow Blue Spirits deck. We'll go ahead and run this. It's not too bad. Nothing to do on turn 1, but that's fine since we have several 2-drops. And a mulligan, which is also very nice. And we end up drawing a 1-drop. Very nice. Won't be able to really make a whole lot of use with the Spirit's little abilities here, but we can do something. Opponent is playing Azorius something, whether it be control, who knows. Next turn will be a Faceless Haven into a Supreme Phantom. Midnight Clock. We're gonna actually, I lied, we're gonna just, since we do the Lock Denial, we're just gonna hold that up. As well as, if we need to, we can always activate the Ascendant Spirit's first level chapter, if you want to call it that. Sculpting. Okay, that's fine. I am interested. Gotta be honest. Yep, get your hour counters, or whatever you want to call them. Now, since we have 4 lands, we'll go ahead and Supreme Phantom and hold up whatever relevant counterspell we need. Again, the game plan is to just peck away and annoy your opponents until they die or they scoop. One of the two. Midnight counters, which mean 12. You need the clock to strike midnight, as it were. Fumigate. Get that out of here. You know what? Actually, he needs 4, right? We'll go ahead and lock down this. Believe we can win now if we activate the Haven. Spirit. It also gets buffed by our Supreme Phantoms. A nice and easy little win here. I don't know if we need to terribly sideboard much in here. I think we're okay to just run again. I don't know what our opponents are running, but it is interesting. Woo. Credit given where it is due. Our opponent does have a very interesting deck. 2 lands, 2 drops, protection. Okay. It's not the most exciting key pool, but it will do the job. Guess we go ahead and play the Storm Giants, or the Hall first, while it's free. Quote. We'll go ahead and play Supreme Phantom first. I don't know if our opponent will run much in the way of removal. I mean, maybe post-board, they might. We'll go ahead and just attack, since we have all kinds of removal or interaction. Not doing too bad. We'll go ahead and denial this, while they don't have the excess mana. Again, we're just going to keep open some negates here. Okay, Cold Steel's fine. I prefer to counter the thing you ramp into. Sorry, red? I guess you're going to enter as the Cold Steel? Okay, I think we're going to need to start... Hang on, get it. This on the Phantom. We're going to Essence Flux our Phantom as well as playing a Rattlechains. I think we're going to need to turn up the pressure here. They will have the mana to pay for the Malevolent Hermit, so I prefer to just keep the Negate open. This also gives our other spirits flash, so we can always flood the board later on. Harden? Cast a spell from your hand, copy it, control the artifact, and copy it. Enchantment. Let's look. I haven't seen that card in a very long time. Goddamn. I mean, okay, do what you gotta do, I guess. That is fucking weird. Wait, what? Turn target non-land creature to its owner's hand. Create. Oh! Oh, that's why, because that card's, like, very costly for what it does. Again, we'll just hold the Rattlechains for end of turn. They probably attack with the Knight, since it's basically a free attack. We don't mind that. Let's see what we draw. However, this is Supreme Phantom. You would have needed non-creature. If you play another Ugin and you don't play a land, the Hermit might actually. Yeah, well, Malevolent Hermit, since there is a chance that if he doesn't play a land and tries to do another 6 mana play, we can always counter it, and he won't have the opportunity to do anything about it. God damn. I guess we do that. Of course, you guys get the copy. Your opponent's deck is so goddamn good. We need to just, like, try and push through here. Again, just hold the Rattlechains for the end. I guess. could bounce something else, but we're just looking to, like, eke our way in. Our opponent's deck is very interesting. I like those games. It's pretty good. Especially our opponent's deck there was very interesting. Just wanted to thank you all for watching. Remember, if you like the video, actually, if you like it, and if you choose to like it with the actual button, it tells me you like it. If you like my content, go ahead and subscribe for future videos of whatever I happen to make. And if you have any sort of comments or questions, like, I don't have card X, can I substitute it with Y, just to pick something at random, that's what comment sections are for. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!